Good morning. Happy Remembrance Day. I was writing my book this morning and vowed to my grandfather, who fought for this, to make sure that Rife's medicine sees the light of day and that we actually start dealing with a vibrational reality. It's just such a open and positive opportunity, and there's just such a threshold of incredible brilliance to embark on. This idea that without this supreme order, there's chaos is despicable. They, oh, I should probably put my other glasses on. My net safe glasses. Anyway, the bottom line is we're looking at a budget here in Canada that spends along the lines. Well, he's had to regroup quite a bit, and he was hoping to globalize supply chains a lot more readily than he has been able to. But we're dealing with a budget that's not sustainable, it's not fair. It takes the decisions of our future generations and forces them down this threshold of AI development and massive energy consumption. It really just makes static so many progressive projects that could be happening. Now, this video is off to a despicable start again, but remember, I'm an autistic person who has to be alone in life for now, and I need to be able to interact about these subjects to help myself get through the trauma of what I know. Like, I was attacked for what I know. My IQ was exploited, and I saved the world from being able to geofence individuals and isolate and target them for annihilation. So, luckily, I haven't been bothered in a while, and life is pretty easygoing. I can write the book, but it's because I really want future generations to not have to deal with abject poverty. Like these billionaires that exploit the technology and say they own it and try and constantly upgrade this huge kind of global system that has deserted and ignored whole tracts of huge populations. We've got to decentralize the internet and put it everywhere. And then we've got to recognize that underlying that, it's dealing with a certain band of frequency that we have polluted, and it is now in stasis. It's just an awful thing we've done to ourselves. And in 50 years, we're going to be so far beyond it, simply by making the transition to vibrational medicine first, synthetic printing based on light codes and SKU component numbers. Very easy to make something that can print and get us off the reliance of mass production. We have lots of models we can use to divvy up jobs, work 3 months of the year, learn 3 months of the year, travel and adventure 3 months of the year, spiritual retreat 3 months of the year. Like, that's how you could structure your society. And all of these projects could be humming. Again, now that we have the digital moneymaker, the income generator, just lending directly into the economy at arbitrary trillions with arbitrary trillions of debt attached to it. And I say arbitrary trillions because it's digital and you can just feed the projects with the income that you need to do the projects. This idea the conservatives are floating about everyone gets their say, not everyone gets their way, it is not acceptable. That is defeatist, and the debate has collapsed when you're saying things like that. The debate isn't going anywhere. There's too few decisions being made in too few directions. And I'm not coming out criticizing the Conservatives, because they should have put out a sample budget of what they might have done. That could have saved them, instead of looking at this Liberal budget trying to oppose it. He's just the opposition leader, guys. He's allowed to fucking be indignified. A lot of us are. And you don't even cater to us on your networks. Like, I have to put up with watching the reruns of you on the conservative podcast network, which thank God exists, because there's no right-wing mainstream media. Now that we have a left-wing mainstream media, we need a right-wing mainstream media to be able to balance, to be able to hear proper criticism. And these guys, we're just a bunch of doofuses watching these guys battle it out over meager, basic negotiations. They can't handle operating the whole entire world because they're too hyper-focused on their own investments. This depressing carbon credit green grift that's going on is just a wet blanket on so much activity. Why? What are you talking about? Nothing you can't do with planting hemp and trees. We got to get the trees going again, and we got to get the hemp going again, because we can produce twice the amount of paper off hemp. We can produce energy off hemp. We can produce energy off solar discs. Solar fields make no sense. Solar discs are cleaner and better than nuclear, much cheaper, much less risky. You can't put mini nuclear plants, which are not foolproof, all across the Great Divide. A hateful divide. A hateful divide. It's a hateful divide, folks. It really is. And you guys coming at these anti-vaxxers, you're just pushing yourself towards more mandates. The government is going to use that to mandate shit that you don't need. What we need most is a control group. 25% control group will not kill mass numbers of people. We're not living in a world where viruses are everywhere, and the only thing that's protecting us is that we've taken a little shot of it, plus a whole bunch of other neurotoxic poison. We've got our little shot of it. No, you're polluting yourselves. We need a control group so that we can assess the threat of these viruses and get our immune systems used to fighting them off. Look, it takes a lot to get through a virus, but it's not always all overpowering, all lethal, all omnipresent, all everywhere, all the time. Light theory can also manage viruses. When a virus shows up, it has a code. It has resonant frequencies that are visible, which can easily be suppressed through resonant frequency technology. Like this idea that they're floating on the right in the US now, that vibrational medicine has no merit. Well, they're wrong about that. Once you understand that Reich's theory proved Einstein's theory, Reich's experiments proved Einstein's theory, he blew it up to more than it's ever been blown up before, and they destroyed the microscope. Can you imagine? Found it was light, turned it into hertz, created an output, and then you can affect and mediate that output. And it is flawless, it is accurate, it is absolutely fluent in prescription. It's so easy to put the counter frequencies together once you get the essence frequency of each cell group within the system. And it's been done. Like I had my full light reading in 2007, and I had a whole bunch of stuff readjusted and realigned. And I'm still living high off that experience. Like, I'm not aging very fast. Even though I've ate poison, I've now been injected so many times with anesthesias and stuff like that. I'm filthy with a whole bunch of bullshit that way. And let's not forget what I've been forced to eat thanks to food prices. My diet. It's not as healthy as it could be, not where I need to be, not the standard that I expect for all. Just remember the last Canadian mandate was to methodology share the how of how to do things, and ensure resource stability for all. This has nothing to do. What's going on in Canada right now has nothing to do with that. We've just watched some grifters come along and empower themselves to make billions off of centralizing everything. Billions and trillions are meager, folks. Let's work in the quadrillions. Let's assign resources to projects in the quadrillions. No debt, pay off. It's going to take a while to make the transition, and right now we're bargaining with them to just reduce the scope of their AI projects, pick regions, and then coerce people into fucking participating with the allopathic based GDP structure, the hospital based, institutional based, military based, prison based GDP structure, and reduce the scope of those projects. I'm saying this loud on YouTube to a dead end because I've been ghost shadow banned for medical misinformation. No, it's not medical misinformation. We have just as much chance of fighting viruses on a vibrational level as we do on the molecular chemical level. The molecular chemical level, a lot of people running around thinking we've disrupted measles. No, they just re-released it into the population. It's the vaccines don't work. 92% of Canadians are vaxxed for that shit. But the glaring obvious point, oh, it's the immigrants who are bringing it in because there's no measles mandate. Well, we don't need a measles mandate to come into Canada. Like, let's not get fucking carried away with mandates. We're ignoring and suppressing vibrational energy right now, and we can affect measles. Simple. Just apply a counter frequency, just like everything else. Measles comes along, it's visible in the cells. It's not back, folks. It's been re-released. They've all been released. The vaxes and the viruses showed up at the same time. Don't you notice that? Ovoid virus didn't work, vax didn't work, and the measles vax has not worked. It's clear if measles is back, the measles vax has not worked. 92% of us are vaxxed for that. We need a 25% control group to figure out what the hell is going on and why this shit is back. Anti-vaxxers, there's nothing wrong with these people. These people have had enough. These people have seen enough side effects, autism, dementia, MS, to know that something's up. Something is affecting the neurological pathways pretty severely, folks. And it's vaxes. It's fucking vaxes. So anyway, as we go forward, it's not Gen Z and Gen Alpha. It's Gen Blue and Gen Love. They're Gen Blue and Gen Love. Gen X, it was the last. Like, it's just too much. It's just too much. They bled everything of the harmony and the love. And now the hate that's... You can't go on Twitter. It's the reason I closed my first account, which was so successful, because of the hate. And the reason why I can't look at Facebook or Twitter now, because I just want to talk to my friends. I just wanted a nice group of friend chat on Facebook and a nice community chat on Twitter. But I don't see community chat on Twitter. I see hatred. Nothing but bot-generated content that is paid for by Twitter, that is Twitter endorsed, Twitter supported, Twitter populated. I don't need that from my social media provider. Gone are the days where you could just have a conversation on Twitter. It used to be so hip and so cool, Twitter, because it was the thing that was happening. People were actually talking with each other. And then we just got isolated. You can't even find another human being on Twitter unless you get their handle directly. You can't just search for random accounts. You can't search interests. You can't do anything on Twitter. It's just hatred. The amount of anti vax hatred that's come out since we lost our measles designation, I've been damaged by vaxes, folks. I've got autism. I was betrayed. Autism is a wreck of a fucking thing to try to deal with, even though I love it. I'm glad for it. You blocked part of our psyche, so another part of our psyche became hyperinflamed. Anyway, we can have this debate ongoing all you want. But the fact is those vaxes have not put themselves up against the scrutiny of a fucking control group, and we have no way of knowing what viruses are here. We can't trust them. They're gonna release viruses anyway. Anytime they target a control group, they'll fucking hurt them. These people are vicious, violent, corrupt, cruel, insane, and they think they can run an entire economy off their bullshit. And the fact of the matter is, we got to wean ourselves off it and on to other projects. Think of the poverty reduction we could be undertaking had they taken seriously those MDGs. Oh my God, they did nothing to eradicate poverty in 30 fucking years. Nothing. Just the ignorance of the effect of tree planting on carbon. Like, it's tree planting and it needs to happen. You can't just rape an entire planet of its forest resource without replanting. This is our greatest existential crisis we face. These fuckers are not planting trees. These fuckers are not planting trees. And you can't with all that carbon pricing bullshit. You are not making any sense. It's tariffs. Canadians are charging tariffs. You're charging tariffs. You're expensive like the US. That's why nobody does business with you, because you've poo-pooed everything with this fucking green grift, and you don't have a plan. You don't have a plan. You need all this energy. You need all these jobs populated. You haven't sketched out the details, produce the fucking factory layouts, like produce the why, produce the fucking effect, put an analysis on it to see if you don't even gauge the world's needs right at the moment. Come on, kids. You can do better than this. Anyway, I'll let you go for now. I don't need to do this forever today, but I just wanted to get it off my chest for a minute and say, love, baby, love. It's dying. Please just let it happen between you guys. Find something nice in the people that you meet. Just do it for yourselves. They have taken away your ability to go in and come out and experience new adventure. In Canada, we used to talk about things. Oh, this project's going on. Are you interested in getting involved in this project? Do you need work right now? We've got these projects. It was a beautiful dream, and the dream barely got dreamt before it got shut down by these globalist freaks. Mark Carney has duper's delight. He literally does. He's one of the worst predators that's ever lived. That budget is obscene. There's not even anything to do with poverty reduction. It has nothing to do with Canada's mandate. First of all, I reject NATO's fucking insistence on going up to 5%. I reject that entirely. Based on what? We've got President Trump solving all the world wars. You don't need a force like that when you've got a private security force, a police force, a social service force. Beyond that, the bylaw officers. You don't need that much defense unless you're expecting something from outer space. And you know damn well that we've been getting exploited from outer space for over 100 years now. All right, we'll talk to you soon. I love you a lot. Thanks for listening. But remember, say no to Budget 2025. force a vote and give that Poilievre a chance. The Conservatives can do it. I hate that we're without a third centrist option right now, but I think they'll be much easier to talk to. All right, we'll see how it goes. We got a week to wait while they're back in their constituencies, hopefully hearing from people. I definitely emailed my MP today begging him not to support that budget. We'll talk to you soon. Love you lots. Thanks for listening.